Penadon Podcast. Hello and welcome back, or for the first time, to the Penadon Podcast. As you might know by now, my name is Chris, and in this episode, I am going to talk about how everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be perfect. I can't start anything unless it's perfect. I can't do something that's not 100% my best effort because it needs to be perfect. English needs to be perfect. The sound needs to be perfect. The lighting, the storyboard, everything needs to be perfect. The website, the YouTube channel, they need all the graphics. My desk needs to be clean. My office needs to be clean. The farm has to have no weeds. Everything perfect. It's a nice idea, but it really doesn't work, does it? I have been chasing perfection for too long. I mean, I can say that like, oh yeah, it's good enough, it's fine, yeah, no problem, whatever. And then I'll turn right around and be like, well, I would never do that because I need to do it better. And I find myself not doing things because I can't do them as well as I want to. And that's not good, is it? Because things will never be how I want them. They'll never be perfect. Because perfection doesn't exist. If you go for philosophy, Plato's world of forms, there's a perfect Chris and there's a perfect podcast somewhere, and everything we have is just a representation of it. But we'll never get there. There's a perfect table, there's a perfect desk, and my desk is not it. So I'm giving up. Because the only way I'm going to get anything done is if I'm not trying to do it perfectly. And that's it. I've been working on the website, I've been working on the podcast, I've been working on logos, I have little things here and there, I'm trying to set up a Discord server. I'm trying to do too many things at once to get them perfect, and then I'm overwhelmed by it. I go back to the house and I just eat too many cookies. But I just need to start. I just need to get it going. And learn as I go. So that's what I'm doing. This podcast is not perfect. It hasn't been. I've been doing it for a year, and it's absolutely not perfect. But, you know, until somebody tells me something better, or I learn how to do it better, this is what I have. This is what I'm doing. I made the first episode of the new Maple Namu podcast, focusing on introductions, and I'm okay about it. Obviously, if you're looking at this one, you can see that I made another episode of the Penadon Podcast, and I feel okay about this one too. Maybe. I don't know, though. And, well, I don't know what's next, but I think my wife really wants me to start trying to teach, I mean, my notes it says Korean, but really start trying to teach English to my mother-in-law, and I think I need to. Why not, right? It's not going to be perfect, but learning a language isn't anyways. We know that. I've talked to myself. Learning a language is dirty. Communication is dirty. There's no easy or perfect way to do it. So why would we chase perfection from an imperfect thing? It just leads to frustration. I say our farm isn't perfect, but it's getting better. There's a book somewhere called The 1% Principle, or something like that, and the idea is that you just do a little bit better every day. So I'm going to try and do a little bit better every podcast and see how that works. They're still really short. I think that's fine. The last one I realized was 10 minutes and 1 second. I did not do that to try and make it eligible for YouTube ads. That was purely coincidental. This one should be shorter, I think. And just do a little bit better each time. I've seen I've been teaching English and learning for a long time, and I've seen some of the textbooks that came out, and they are far from perfect. Like, some of them are bad, and if they can do that and publish them and make lots of money, if I don't look perfect in my podcast, there's some hairs running around, if the lighting isn't the best, if the carrot in the background isn't facing the right direction, that's fine. Because we can fix these things. Yeah. There isn't a perfect way to learn language, so how could there be a perfect way to teach it? There isn't a perfect way to record a podcast, so whatever. If anybody tells you there's a perfect way to do something, they're probably lying. Even math, there's different ways to do it. It's hard to come back to this philosophy, because the way I teach my classroom lessons is I sort of start them and see what happens, and then fix it as I go. But for some reason, what I do in the classroom is a lot harder to do at home. But it shouldn't be. I should just start it, see what happens, and fix it slowly. That's where we are. Anyway, that's it for episode 2 of the Penadon Podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed listening. I think I had some fun making this one. I'm getting more comfortable on video anyway. Talking to myself alone in my office. But the 3 of you that commented last time, thanks. I know that you're close friends anyways, but I appreciate it. Anybody else, if you were close to commenting, go right ahead. I like it a lot. And to everybody else, have a great day. Don't try and be perfect. I'm not. You don't have to be. But we can try. Bye.